Our higher self is constantly trying to remind us of what really matters in our lives and what we came to Earth to experience. However, often we are so overwhelmed by our everyday problems, worries, and anxieties that we lose touch with our higher self. Our higher self has our best interests at heart, but its voice is often drowned out by the voice of the ego. The ego is very concerned with material things, success, and how others perceive us. But the higher self is not interested in any of that. Here are 7 things your higher self wants you to remember. 1. We are exactly where we are supposed to be. Sometimes it can feel like we have taken a wrong path in our lives. We see the mistakes we have made and we wish we could turn back time. However, our higher self wants us to remember that we are exactly where we are supposed to be. The mistakes we have made were actually lessons we needed to learn. We should not put ourselves down for the things we feel we did wrong, as they were vital steps on our journey. These choices make us who we are today. From these mistakes, we can learn compassion and forgiveness. We must also forgive ourselves for our mistakes. After all, we were doing the best we could at the time. 2. The present is the only moment we can change. The ego often dwells on the past and the things that happened there. It also likes to spend time contemplating what might happen in the future. But in neither of these places can we make any real change. Once we have learned from past mistakes and asked forgiveness from those we have hurt, including ourselves, we need to move on. But if we move too fast, and spend our time worrying or daydreaming about the future, we are also unable to make changes. The only time we can ever change is the present moment. So this is the place we need to work from. Meditation and mindfulness can help us stay in the present moment more of the time. 3. We have everything we need within us. When we quiet the ego and its fears, we begin to realize that there are amazing resources within us. You have the strength, courage, compassion, and love that you need. By learning about yourself, you begin to understand your values and passions. You can then grow into the person you truly want to be. Journaling can help you discover the true self that lives within you. When you learn to be at peace with yourself, life begins to flow more easily and your experience of life will be less of a struggle. 4. You are the only true judge of your self-worth. The ego is very concerned with outward appearances. It looks for validation from others and for outward signs of success such as money, status, and fame. Your higher self knows that none of these things are reflections of your true worth. No one outside understands your purpose and your journey like you do. This means that only you are able to judge your worth. You need to validate yourself. Many of the things that have true worth, such as kindness, compassion, and generosity, are not seen as valuable in our present society. But these traits are the most valuable. You might like to keep a record of your true accomplishments, such as kindness and creativity, love and service to others, joy and peace. You will never achieve your true purpose if you are continually trying to please others. 5. Be guided by love, not fear. The ego is guided by fear. It fears not having enough and not being enough. Conversely, the only guide the higher self follows is love. Making decisions and judgments based on fear will never lead to true happiness and peace. When you follow the whisperings of your higher self, you are following the path of love. 6. Our security lies in acceptance, not control. As human beings, we strive for security, and this means we like to control life. But we are never really able to control everything, so learning to go with the flow of life helps us to be accepting instead of controlling. It is our idea that things should be a certain way that causes us to struggle with what is, instead of accepting reality. Often the source of relationship problems is the need to control others to ensure that we feel secure. True love is not judgmental. When we accept that everyone has the right to live their lives in their own way, our relationships improve. We are not here to judge others, only to do the best we can with our own lives. When we learn to accept life as it is, we have no need to control outside factors as our security comes from within. 7. You do not need fixing. Your higher self wants you to remember that despite what you might have learned from your family or the education system, you do not need fixing. You are good enough just as you are. Spiritual growth does not come from trying to improve yourself. It comes from accepting yourself as you are, and then following the guidance of your higher self to shine your light in the world and offer your unique gifts and perceptions. When you accept yourself completely and show yourself unconditional love and compassion, unhelpful patterns of thought naturally begin to fade away and you can blossom into the true nature of your being. When we tune into the guidance of our higher self, we remember what our true purpose is. We can let go of demands of the ego and live with love and compassion. We are then free to follow the true path that will fulfill our higher self.